Helen, I've got a stat for you.
Go for it.
An average woman kisses about 79 men before getting married.
Oh my God, that's quite a lot.
Do you think?
79 men? Well, I guess you've got to... I'm going to try and do the maths. If you get married when you're in, like, your late 20s.
Huh?
Well, I want to get married in my late 20s.
You get married when now?
And then, I don't know, how many people do you kiss a year? If you're single, hopefully you kiss lots of people a year. But I mean, if you're in a relationship for 3 years, you only kiss one person for 3 years. Hi guys, welcome to No Sex in the City. We're just two fucking awesome girls from very different backgrounds. I'm Helen.
I'm Renee, and every week we're discussing pop culture, pain, and everything in between.
Woo!
On the subject of kissing, right, okay, how would you rate yourself, your kissing techniques out of 10?
I like to think I'm a solid 8.
I'd give you that. I don't know, we've never kissed.
What would you give yourself? I've never really thought about it before.
I know it's ridiculous, but I think that of all the romantic skills, the spectrum of romantic skills, I think kissing might be the one that I'm best at.
Oh, really?
Probably because I've just kissed more boys and done nothing else.
Do you always get told you're a good kisser?
No. Oh God, I have actually no idea where this has come from. I just think that's what in my mind I think I'm a good kisser, but in reality, what if I'm not?
Yeah. I don't know if people say that people are good kissers except on reality TV shows. You know how like Made in Chelsea or Towie, the cast members always ask permission. They like the guys are always like, "Can I kiss you?" And that doesn't happen in real life.
Yeah, but it probably should, because don't just start kissing people without getting their permission.
Yeah, but usually you get the vibe, I think, if someone wants to kiss you.
Yeah. That's true.
But I think whether a kiss is good or not really depends on, like, I've had some great kisses and I've had some bad kisses. And obviously I like to think I'm a good kisser. I think everyone probably does. But the other person can really affect you. So whenever I've had a bad kiss, I'm like, I just didn't go with the other person. Like, our techniques didn't flow together, if you know what I mean. And like they've made me a bad kisser on that occasion. What
would you sorry, you're only a bad kisser if you're kissing somebody that's bad at kissing, is what you're saying.
And I just can't bring it back.
What would make a bad kiss?
Too much tongue.
Too much tongue is the worst.
Yeah.
Or like a tongue that moves around a lot and you're like, what are you doing? I
think that's what my first kiss was like. You don't really know what you're doing, so it's a bit washing machine. I've also some of the bad kisses I've had is when you're maybe on a date or you're seeing someone and you're not sure whether you like them or not.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you kiss them to be like, it will help me make my mind up, and quite often it's not that great, and you're like, shit, I don't fancy you.
One of the best kisses I had was after a date. I always think that there's a lot of external factors that go into making a good kiss. I think so if you've had a few drinks and you're a little bit tipsy and you've spent the night with this person, you've had a bit of a vibe, you've been a bit flirty, whatever, then automatically the kiss will always be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's got something to do with the fact that you've spent the evening together and you've got all this like what dopamine and serotonin and whatever floating around your system, and you're already like at quite a high level where you're quite happy, so that any sort of like physical, like sort of, even if it's like a hand brush, it's like, ooh, sparks. Yeah. And then that makes the kiss automatically just better. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. What was your first kiss? Can you remember your first kiss?
My first kiss, I don't remember it at all, but I don't remember what happened last week.
It was very memorable. It was lovely then.
I don't remember anything. My memory's awful.
Can you remember who it was?
I remember it was with a boy at kindergarten, and
early. You started young.
Yeah, I was young, and I was under you used to have those like a playground slide, and it had like wooden like half planks on the sides, and there's a big metal slide, and then underneath it we had like a play area and you could go underneath, and there was like a little clubhouse kind of thing, and you had like that spongy black
clubhouse. I love that.
like a little spongy black like floor. I remember that. I remember being underneath the slide, and I remember him kissing me and being like, "You're my girlfriend," and I was like, "Okay." But I don't remember who it was.
Or whether there were vibes before.
Or whether there was vibes before, or whether we were slightly tipsy. You know, I don't know.
Drunk toddlers.
I don't remember.
So how old would you have been?
I don't know.
Quite young. What, with tongues?
No. There's no tongues, but that was my first, kiss.
What was your first, snog?
I absolutely have no idea. It's going to be someone from high school.
Also, how do we feel about the word snog?
Snog.
For some reason, it's a bit like...
See...
If someone's like, "Oh, did you snog him?" It makes me feel a bit like squeamish.
Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging or whatever it is. That film is classic. No, snog. Yeah, I think I say kiss. I remember saying get off when I was younger. Did you get off with him?
Yeah.
It's so butters. I
think I probably still say that.
Yeah, I don't even know how you'd say it. Or, do you know what I hate though? I hate that people say make out, because that's so generic. It's like, what does that mean? Just basically, the term make out to me sounds like slobbery, just
I know,
licking.
Like bit gross.
Yeah.
Bit all over each other. I say pashing. I don't know where I've got that from.
You got that from Geordie Shore, babes.
Have I?
Yeah.
I've got it embarrassing. It's like, did you pash him? Have you seen the Bodyform advert for sanitary pads, that they're not using that blue liquid anymore? They're now finally using red liquid to demonstrate women's menstruation.
A clear demonstration of menstruation. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes, I can't wait. And I don't know why that makes me happy. I don't know what it is. Why I feel like some sort of satisfaction about knowing that liquid's going to be red instead of blue.
Well, because it's true to real life, and I think it's all tied up in women feeling ashamed of their periods. And so me and you work together, and I think we're both pretty outspoken people, but something I've noticed we both do is if we're on our pezza, and we probably tell each other, is that we sneak tampons up. I put them up my jumpers and you put them at the bottom of your jeans.
They're actually quite stealth these days.
Well, we go to and it's like, why are we doing that? Do you think we'll ever be in a position in society where we could just walk with a tampon to the loo?
I don't think we ever would, because there are even women that don't like talking about periods, and they're like, gross, no, I don't want to know about it, I don't want to hear about it. So until we're at a stage where all women are talking about periods openly, I think we're always going to have to hide.
Yeah. Do you think it's something we should be talking about openly then? I do something sometimes when I talk about my period, and it's awful, to deliberately gross boys out, because I know how much they hate it.
I remember once, one of my mates, I was like, there was a box of something, and I think we might have been moving desks or packing up or something. I remember there being a box, and I had a box of tampons, the emergency tampons you keep in your drawer.
Yeah.
And I put that in my moving box, and one of the guys was like, ew, gross, don't put those in there. And I was like, well, what? Why? And he's like, they're touching things. And I'm just like, they're in a box. Calm down.
Things.
They're not going to fucking kill you. There's bits of cotton wrapped in plastic. Chill. So do I think that we should be more open about our periods? I'm kind of indifferent to it. I'm not gonna say every woman should talk about it, but what I would it would be to live in a society where you could say it openly and nobody would care. But I think that there's that judgment that comes along with it, that it's not just you're on your period full stop and that's it, it's like having a cold. It's you're on your period, so you're not making sensible decisions. You're irrational. You're angry. Your feelings are unjustified because you've got a hormonal imbalance. So I don't know if that's the reason.
What, that people keep quiet?
Yeah, because there's the stigma attached. So there's the stigma attached that boys put on it that are like, ew, it's dirty, because boys are stupid. But then I do think that there is that weird
I agree, but I also, and I hate that stigma, and my mum will sometimes be like, are you on your period? Like if I'm just getting annoyed, and I'm like, no, you're just annoying, I'm not on my period. But I do definitely personally find that, you know, my moods are affected when I'm on my period. I definitely feel more hungry. It whacks me out. I get tummy ache, feel more tired. It's horrible. It's a bad week of the month.
Yeah, but don't you find it's not just that week though? It's the run up to it when you're like, oh God, I need to eat everything in sight, and it's like, give me all of the carbs. Like all I ever want is carbs and salt. So I'm just like, McDonald's fries, get in my face, and then like your boobs, like oh my God, the sore boobs, like they're unbearable. Like that's like the week before. So it's like 2 weeks of your life that are absolutely horrendous. But I don't know any woman that has, because there's so many different symptoms. You can like you might have really bad cramps, but then you might have really bad backache. You might have really sore boobs, but then you might have all of them, or you might have. But I don't know anyone that doesn't have one.
Yeah, so we both tell each other about our periods a lot. So we did a poll on Twitter and we asked, do you behave differently when you are on your period? Are you angry, more hungry, tired, less likely to socialise? And we got an 100% response rate of hell yes, it's awful, and no votes on no, I carry on like normal. So it seems like, well, everyone else is feeling this way too. No one's just having a nice time.
Yeah, and that's what really bugs me about the whole period situation. The fact that there is a whole luxury tax debacle. Why are sanitary products luxuries?
Yeah,
they're obviously not. You all know that. Like it's necessary.
They're essential.
But then also, these symptoms affect so many people, and yet nothing. There's no research into why period cramps hurt so much, or like why, like I don't know, just anything to relieve the pain or to relieve the discomfort. And I just can't help but feel that if it was men that had to go through this, there would be some form of, I don't know, doctor work going into making it easier. But we're just sort of having to like carry on like as normal, even though things aren't normal.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, unfortunately. But how bad is your period pain? Do you ever have to take time off work or cancel plans or crawl up in a ball and watch Bridget Jones and eat Galaxy?
That's just Saturday night, babes. Mine aren't too bad pain-wise. I get really, really bad backache, which is awful, like when you're trying to get on the tube in the morning. So it's like I can't stand up for too long, and when I'm on my period, not just in general. And I'm in so much pain like on the tube, but I feel like, can I say to someone, excuse me, can I sit down? I've got my period. But I feel like if I were to say that, they'd just be like, shut up, like, you know? But it's awful, and like my boobs get crazy sore, but that's it. And then obviously the mood, I become awful. I'm a dragon.
Yeah, I get like bad tummy ache as well. I definitely feel more irritable, and like a friend will be behaving the way they always behave, and it's suddenly annoying. Like I feel I don't get angry. It's almost like inside I'm just like, you're really annoying me. And I kind of had to tell myself like, oh, I'm on my period.
And you're like, your fuse is just a little bit shorter.
Yeah, so it's like, don't pick an argument because you're on your period. But I'm on the contraceptive pill. You've had sex? No, but I'm not on it for sex. I'm on it for like period management. So my mum actually like marched me to the doctors when I was 16 years. I had really heavy, painful periods, and my mum was like, you shouldn't put up with this. And so I'm on the pill because it makes it way less painful and not so heavy.
That's awful. Like, I actually really feel bad for you.
Yeah, but you know what? There's also, so my sister gets quite bad periods as well, but for some reason doesn't do anything about it. And like, so she lives in New York, and I FaceTimed her this weekend, and she's like 4 p.m. in bed, curled up in a ball, just like, I'm having the worst period ever again. And I think, there definitely, like you say, more needs to be done, because I still get, what is the solution? I still get tummy ache and stuff like that. And it's still, kind of I don't feel like socialising so much. But some girls put up with a lot, and I think that they shouldn't have to. We both know someone who, like, vomits from severe period pain, which is insane.
Yeah, my sister used to do that. It was, I just feel really bad for those people. But, like, would you ever, like, call in sick for period pain?
No, but I don't get it bad enough, I think. No, I would always just try and take ibuprofen, even though that doesn't always knock out all the pain. But obviously, because I'm on the pill, I can kind of control when I have periods. So I try to not do it too much, but say, like, if I was going on holiday or something, I would, like, double back my pills so I didn't have a period when I was away.
Oh, okay.
Or sometimes I've done that, like, having a period is awful and I don't want to have it, like, I need to be high energy. It's normally when I'm on holiday. And it's not just the swimming thing, it's like, it will kind of spoil it.
Yeah.
If I'm not, like, the best version of myself.
Have you not seen the adverts with the blue liquid? They're always doing stuff. They don't care.
Yeah. That's true. Would you call in sick? And would you say it was for your period?
Yeah, I think I would if they were bad enough. If they were making me vomit, if they were, like, causing me enough, maybe even if it wasn't making me vomit, but causing me so much pain that you can only take, like, I don't know, cocodamol or something that knocks you out just to deal with it. And then, yeah, I would. And I think it's probably quite important for not just employers, but people to know that this is happening and there's there's nothing anyone could do about it. Like, we're gonna have periods, and they're gonna affect people more than others.
Yeah, I mean, we both have a male manager, and I feel like it'd be a lot easy to tell a female manager that you weren't coming because you were having a bad period.
Do you think?
Rather than a male manager.
I actually disagree with that.
Because a male manager would just get so awkward.
Well, yeah, and grossed out, and they're like, oh yeah, fine, whatever. But women, I think, are so much harder on other women, and there's, like, so judgmental that you kind of have to, like, go into extra detail with a woman. So whereas with a male manager, I assume you could be like, I have really bad period pains, it's causing me really bad backache. But if you were to say that to a woman, your response would probably be, oh yeah, me too, babes. Have you taken some ibuprofen? And it's sort of like and then you have to explain, like, really go into, no, it's making me do X, Y, and Z. But because I do think women are actually quite harsh on other women when it comes to periods, because it's like, well, if I have to suck it up and deal with it, you have to too. But it's not no one has them the same.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that. I think I would still, I don't know, it's just, like, so awkward to tell a male boss. And they probably would just say, like, oh, okay, because they didn't know what else to say. But I get what you're saying about female bosses. Maybe if there's someone who's quite lucky with their periods, they just be a bit like, take some ibuprofen and pull your bloody socks up.
But then also, I'm kind of a bitch when it comes to that, like, masculine fragility. Like, at the end of the day, I have periods, they are shit. Like, my life is going to be affected. I'm going to try and work around it as much as possible, but yeah, I'm not going to not say it because it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like, have you ever been in an argument and then been like, oh, sorry, babes, I was on my period? I've definitely done that. I've definitely, snapped at a friend more so than I would if I wasn't on my period, and then be like, I'm really sorry, it was rude. I'm a bit snappy because I'm on my period.
I've done the opposite. Like, I'm actually recently starting to acknowledge the fact that I'm more sensitive to things when I'm about to come on or when I'm on. So people will say something or do something, and normally I wouldn't be that bothered. But then because I'm coming on, I'm like, what? And then I really take it to heart and then, like, internalize it. And I was talking to my mum about it the other day, and she was like, yeah, you've always been like this. And I've always said, are you on your period? And you used to shout at me and be like, no, I'm not. And I was just sort of like, yeah, that sounds like something I would do. Like, I hate the thought of being out of control. I hate it.
Yeah.
And I hate the thought of, like, my opinions or views on things being skewed or people thinking that they're skewed. And it's like, actually, no, it's not. This is how I feel, but I'm just really passionate about it at this time of the month.
No, I think it's like you're still you. Like, you still know that you're not acting like completely out of character. It's just like you more like it's just me more angry than I would be.
You if you were possessed. Yeah, I get it.
If you were possessed. No, like, and you know you're doing it at the time, but you're like, no, I'm not doing it because I'm on my period. They've really annoyed me and I'm going to fucking bite their head off. And then like, an hour later, you're like, oh shit, like, but you get that anyways. You know, sometimes when you get angry with people anyway, you get a bit like, oh, I took it too far.
Yeah.
But I think I always get it on my period.
Yeah. I was talking about this whole Bodyform thing with one of my mates, one of our mates actually, a mutual friend, and he brought up a good point. He was just saying that if they start showing red blood, does that mean they're going to have to start showing yellow and brown stuff in the nappy adverts?
Don't they just show Labrador puppies in the like nappy adverts? No, that's loo roll.
Yeah, that's loo roll. So for nappies,
what happens in a nappy?
They'll have like a nappy laid down, and they'll have like a little beaker with blue liquid, and they'll pour it on the nappy and be like, "See, it's dry. Nappies." Like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, that's true actually. But I guess it would be like yellow liquid, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be poo, because if a baby poos itself, you change the nappy straight away. Yeah,
but you still don't want it to leak in that time.
Yeah, no.
You can't grab the baby straight away and be like, Barnaby excreted, and just like grab him and it takes a minute. You've got got to prepare stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Would you mind that? I feel like the idea of it, I'm a bit like, ooh, it's more the brown. The brown representing the poo makes me feel a bit squeamish. I wouldn't mind yellow liquid, but I feel like I can't be like, sanitary pads adverts should have red liquid on them and not think that nappy ads should be like similar to reality as well.
I think that the issue with the sanitary towels and the nappies is that people know that babies shit and piss and that's all they do. Like, we get it. And babies aren't in any way discriminated against within society. But women, could you imagine?
They have a great
baby. But women are.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, don't censor us. Let us bleed red.
Yeah, and
red,
I think
sorry.
I think like you say, it's tied up in like women made to feel like dirty or ashamed of their periods. I, in my old job, used to sit opposite a guy who I was very close to, and I sometimes used to warn him if I was on my period. I'd be like, don't piss me off this week, babe, because I'm on my period. And I can't be held responsible for my actions.
I feel like everybody should have those. No, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. That would be so bad if he was like, oh, Helen, got your period this week. We should probably be nice to you. Like, the boys in our office would have a field day because they're awful.
Well, yeah, try and wind me up.
Yeah. But, yeah, periods, eh? Who'd have them?
Yeah, it's hard because I feel like it's that thing of like, you don't want someone to be like, oh, are you on your period? Like we were saying our mums do. And whenever my mum says, oh, are you on your period? Even if I am, I say I'm not.
Yeah.
Because like it annoys me that that's being assumed. Because like you say, in the heat of the moment, you're like, no, this is how I'm feeling. It's nothing to do with my hormones. But then I want to be able to give people a warning. Like, I want it both ways.
It's nothing to do with my hormones. Then why are you crying at the television? Because first dates is just sad.
Yeah. I also have a bit of a theory that I think I've told you before, that I've noticed I get so much drunker and worse hangovers when I'm on my Pezza.
No, but scientifically that's true.
How does it work?
Okay, I can't remember because I studied toxicology like a million years ago. It was a module, darling. And it was something about the hormonal increase the rate of alcohol absorption in the body because you have an increased blood flow, something along those lines. So you absorb alcohol quicker and you get drunk faster. And there's also a gene that people in Asia are known to be missing. So that means they can't handle their alcohol as much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Learned so much in toxicology. Learned how to get myself drunk and stay drunk. It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, you don't get hangovers, do you?
No. But I think that's just me in general. I think it's like my superpower.
I really want to know why it is.
I have no idea, but always like, it's just ridiculous because like if I have to really plan out, like if I'm going to go out drinking and I'm like, I won't ever just drink just to drink because I just feel like that's a waste of time. If I'm going to drink, I'm going to get drunk because I'm a tramp, okay? Don't judge me.
Yeah, what do you mean by drink to drink?
You know how you could go home and just have a glass of wine? I would never do that. I'd only drink if I'm looking to get drunk because, like I said, I'm a classy lady. So if I'm going to go on a night out, I have to plan it. So, and I know it's going to be like a clubbing thing or a long time, like, you know, you want to be drunk thing. I'd have to make sure that I don't eat any form of carbohydrates or cheese after like 1 p.m. and because that reduces the rate of alcohol absorption. So then I would have like a warm-up bottle of wine, like a warm-up bottle of rosé.
A whole bottle of wine?
A whole bottle of wine. And then I found that if I'll have that whole bottle of wine and then, you know, when you leave your place and then you go to the venue, in that time, whether it's like a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk, 10-minute taxi, whatever, I will sober up completely. And I mean like stone cold sober by the time I get there. So I'd have to have my warm-up wine. It's like if I have anything less than a warm-up wine, that is.
It sounds like you're having a mulled wine.
Oh, no.
A warm-up wine.
It's just a normal rosé, probably about $6.99 from Sainsbury's. I'll drink my warm-up wine and then I'll start on the spirits and then I will make sure that I will mix them. I consciously think, okay, I've had 2 rum and cokes, I better switch to a vodka and coke. And now I've had a cocktail and I have to switch it up and make sure so that I can stay drunk.
This is amazing. It's like you've planned how to get as drunk as possible.
Well,
is that because you think, so like it's like you don't get hangovers but you don't get drunk
I just
easily.
sober up really, really quickly, like super quickly. And then the next day, I won't feel bad. I'm just thirsty and tired, but I'm always tired.
That's amazing.
It's weird. But I love it.
If I didn't eat, like, that's what I used to do when I was 16, not eat and then drink a bottle of WKD or Bacardi Breezer to get drunk. But now I can't do that. I can't. I'll get too drunk and sloppy. And also I actually get hungry in the night.
Oh yeah, I get drunk and sloppy too, babes. That's part and parcel. That's what makes it a good night out.
I'm not about that though.
It's because you're classy.
So yeah, I'm trying to not drink when I'm on my period. Because it's just, the hangover's just too bad. I didn't realise this was actual science. I thought it was just a theory that me and my sister had always had.
Oh no, it's science. It's legit science. Science is the one.
Something else I want to ask you about your period.
Oh God.
Have you ever had sex on your period?
Yeah. I feel like that silence was a clear indicator that yes, I have, and I should just own it. I have had sex on my period because for the following reasons. One, that's what I'm trying to be like Dua Lipa, new rules. And then my periods aren't that bad. And 2, apparently it really helps with cramps. 3,
the doctor said. That's like, in PE. If you were trying to get off PE because you had period pain, the PE teacher would always be like, no, exercise helps, girls. And you'd be like crying like, don't make me play hockey.
PE was fucking awful. Anyway, yeah.
3.
There was the 3rd reason. I like to have sex. In my mind, I'm just like, ignore that. In my mind, I just think, well, it's just a bit of extra moisture.
That's a good enough reason. What? But doesn't it get...
Whoa. What about you? You need to answer the question.
No, I never have. Doesn't it get messy?
No, I'm not really that heavy.
Doesn't the dick get messy? The sheets get messy?
It's not as messy as you'd think, but it does depend on your flow.
I have woken up thinking I've started my period, but really I've broken someone's banjo string.
Oh, Helen! Oh my God! I did not expect that coming. I thought you were going to say you wet yourself. Or
So there was blood everywhere, and I was like, my period's due next week. Like, because sometimes I've had it where almost you have sex and your period's maybe due and it's like, it's maybe made it come a bit early, but the guy's probably not realised. It's like, it started a day early.
Yeah, I've done that before.
But yeah, the banjo string thing, there was like blood everywhere.
Was he not screaming in pain?
No, we were wasted drunk. It was at uni. It was, there was like blood on my hands, on my legs, on my stomach. I'd obviously touched my like face in the night. And then my housemate had actually broken someone's banjo string a couple of like months earlier. I didn't know what the hell was wrong with me. I just went and knocked on her door fully naked, being like, I don't know what to do. I've broken Ben Westhead's banjo string. Help me.
Oh my God. I don't know what to... I don't know. That is awful. I just want to know what the hell you were doing. Bravo. Not bravo. That's not right. Part of me is really proud of you and part of me is just like... You're like a killer vagina.
No, we were just really going at it. And I think sometimes when you're both really wasted, you are like... I'm rocking in the chair. You go at it a bit harder.
Yeah, I guess so. But I've never broken anything.
You've never broken someone?
I haven't.
You should try.
I don't want to. I'm not going to lie. Oh, it sounds awful.
My sister was like, he's never going to forget you. But yeah, and then I think he couldn't have sex for a couple of weeks.
Well, bloody well should hope not.
They're actually, I told this story to some guys we work with recently, and they both their banjo strings have been broken.
I did not know this. I feel like I didn't need to know this.
I feel like the more you talk to people about it, the more you realise it actually happens quite a lot.
I think that's so true to everything in life, whether it be like, I don't know, like mental health issues or sex or bad periods or whatever. As soon as you mention it to someone, that other person will have some sort of tie to it.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I also think that's very true of how often you think people are having sex. If you kind of say to people, you know, I've not had sex for so and so months, or they'll usually be like same, or even people who are in long-term relationships will be like, yeah, I've not had sex in a while either.
I think that's probably how we started like bonding, because it was like, what are you doing this weekend? I'm doing this. Oh, what about you? Got any boys? No boys, no sex. And then it's just like, oh, like I honestly do think that you have this idea of being single is you're just going out all the time, you're at the bars, you meet so and so, you take him back, you get back to his, or woo, and it's just like sex. And so many people are like, oh, to be single, or what if I was single again, I'd do this, I'd do that. And I'm just like, am I being single wrong? Am I doing it wrong? Because I just don't. I'm not having like, I don't have like people in my phone that I can just message and be like, hey,
yeah,
you up? I tried it. It didn't work.
Like, it's always like, you up, and sometimes not even question mark. Just like, you up?
And the answer's usually no. But you're right. The more you speak to people, the more you realise that how you're being single and how you're doing things isn't really a break from the norm.
Yeah, and like if you're just honest, if it's like, no, I'm not really having sex, most single people go, yeah, I'm not really having sex either.
I wonder where it comes from that we think it's a big thing that we need to be having sex all the time. I blame friends.
I'm personally at that level now where it's been so long that I don't miss it. The time you miss it is like when you first start seeing someone and sleeping with them, and you haven't, like, I find it's like you haven't had it in like 3 days, and that's when you're like climbing up the fucking walls. And then I think there's a time after about 3 months where you don't really miss it anymore.
What I think is, I'm going to break some news out to the male listeners out there, is that I don't think that people know, because I don't think the media and society lets it be known that women enjoy sex. Girls like to have sex. Like, so when, you know, for me, it's the bit where, like you say, you go for a long time and you don't miss it, but then you get a little sniff of it. or like you get like a really good kiss.
Oh, yeah,
or
I was like, what do you mean by sniff of
Yeah,
it?
that was a terrible turn of phrase. But you get like a really good kiss or something, and then it just all like fires up, and you're like, I need to have sex right now, all the time. And I'm really bad. This might be a little bit of an overshare, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Once you pop, you can't stop. So if I meet someone and I slept with them, I'm like, well, I'm going to need to sleep with you all day, every day now, forever.
There's only a certain number of times you can sleep with someone before you do get, like, feelings of, like, I kind of want them to be my boyfriend, in that, like...
Oh, yeah.
I don't want them to get with anyone else.
Yeah, that's me after the first date. Carry on.
No, I think I've got about 4 or 5 shags in me before I'm like, you sleeping with other people?
I'm like that from the first one. I think this is for a different... Yeah, but I think this is for a different podcast, because I want to say that, like, if I'm thinking about sleeping with someone, I'm automatically thinking about who else they're sleeping with. Because it really affects what you do in the bedroom, because I'm not sucking no willies if I don't know where it's been.
Yeah, so on that note, let's wrap up. Thanks so much for...
Sorry, it's just talking about willies and wrapping up. Sorry, carry on.
No, do you know... Oh my God, do you know what something is funny? I don't know how we can wangle this in.
Wangle! Sorry.
So my darling sister, who lives with her boyfriend in New York, told me her contraceptive, like I said earlier, she's not, she gets awful periods, but she's not on the pill like me to manage it or anything. So her contraceptive method is pull and pray.
Shit, me.
I was like, what?
That doesn't work.
I know, right? And I was like, Chloe, you need to like go to the doctors, otherwise I'm going to tell Mum. I feel like, right? Because she's just so chill about it. I'm like, what?
But there are apps that actually monitor it. Natural Cycles. This isn't a plug. This isn't a hashtag spawn. But I keep getting served the ad all the time on Instagram, and it basically comes. It's an app that's on your phone, but it comes with a thermometer, and then you measure your body temperature, and it can tell you what stage in your cycle you're at. Because I think it's when you're ovulating, your body temperature rises. So then they can figure out when you're ovulating, and then they can figure out from that when you're most fertile. And so you can use this app to map when you can have sex and when dates you shouldn't have sex. And it's actually been classed as a medical form of contraception because it's that accurate.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Isn't it like 99% accurate compared to, or like, what? Not accurate, but chance of you not getting pregnant. But most pills are 90%.
Yeah. But I feel like your sister's not using that app.
I should probably check. But how does it measure your temperature on your iPhone?
It comes with a thermometer. And then
What do you mean it comes with a thermometer?
Like a separate thermometer, like a box, like an actual thermometer that goes in your mouth.
Oh, I thought it was like an app that you download off the App Store.
No, so you have the app on your phone, but then you also get a thermometer, and then you make a note. I don't know if it sends the data straight to the app or if you have to type it in, but yeah.
Interesting.
It's a digital thermometer, so you can't fuck it up.
Maybe I should tell my sister about that, because I
should.
I don't think they want a baby right now. Though their baby would be very beautiful.
Again, another topic for another day.
But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Subscribe on iTunes or Google Play. We're both iPhone users, but we don't want to, make the Android users feel unloved. So yeah, give us a little review and rate us 5 stars. It will help other people find the podcast.
And you can follow us at No Sex Pod on Twitter and Facebook. And you can listen on YouTube, because apparently that's where a lot of the kids are listening to YouTube podcasts these days.
Oh.
So, yeah.
But yeah, thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.